Right. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I saw these Match-3 games have risen in popularity during the last couple of years, and we haven't really touched on that much. I created a small Match Gems game thing some time ago, but yeah, I want to show you like a way of doing it that is simple and easy and works really well, without being too sophisticated or trying too hard to make it something that it is not. So just to get around the things, the idea is that we mix by pressing gems that are next to each other, and so we match them, and they will disappear, generate points or whatever. So right now, the thing I want to do is to show you how to make a match of 3 or more, using placeholder functions with objects and stuff like that. So that was the way I thought that how do I fix this and how do I come up with a solution to creating only 3 or more as pairing up and creating combo. Let's start with the gems. I have a simple gem sprite here centered, 64 times 64, and it's the same sprite. I just changed it to look different with the different colors, green and red. And we have a mask here, which is non-transparent and 64 times 64 centered. Really simple. That's all we're going to need right now. We have each gem has, this is the purple gem, and it has a create event with a call inherited event, which you can find over here. In here, you get, oh shit. Okay, you have a variable called pair, and this is the pair of the purple. So the purple gem will be paired with other purple gems. So this goes for the red gem as well. The red gem will be paired with object gem red, and for the green, it will be paired with object green. Right. They all have the same parent. The parent is just the gem object which you have here, and that object will have a mask index that is the sprite 64 times 64, which is this one. So they will all look great and not have problems falling on top of each other. We also create a control object, which has these variables: can mark, true, global. So if you can mark a gem or not, yes or no, and you can. And is there anything marked? 0, no, there are nothing marked. This one calls for a number because the ID of objects are object index number, which has an identifier, which is an integer. So that's the thing. And it's just the same for the alarm 0 event, but I will get around to that because that has to do with our turn taking. So, really simple. For the gem object, first thing we want to do is to create a left pressing event. So if we press it and we can't press it, object can mark. And if we haven't pressed anything yet, this one, the global mark will be the ID of the gem that we just pressed. If we have pressed one already, then we will find a distance and a direction, ret, because ret in Danish, retning means direction. So the distance will be the distance between the first gem and this one we're currently pressing. And the direction will be the one between the one before and the one we're pressing right now. So if the distance is equal to exactly 64, which means that it is something that is 64 pixels away from each other, so they are next to each other, then we cannot mark anything anymore. So we cannot do this anymore to any other gems. And then we create a placeholder object, an object stopper, which has the effect that it will stop gems from falling right now because we need them to swap places first. But I will get around that in a minute. For the stoppers, their alarm 0 event will be equal to 8, so that after a delay of 8 steps, they will disappear. I will show you that in a moment. We create one for the one gem that was marked first and one for the one we marked right now. So for the one gem we marked first, then the direction will be equal to the direction we just found out up here, right? And it will have a speed, and it will need to stop after 8 steps. And exactly the same happens for the one object that is the one that we press right now. just that its direction will be minus 180, because that is the opposite direction, because you know, in a circle all the way around is 360 degrees, so 180 means that it's half of that, so that's the opposite direction. I hope it makes sense. It's basic math. Right. So for the object stopper we create, for the object stopper, it has nothing really important here. It has a sprite. For the alarm 0 event, it is destroyed, and that's basically it. So now for the gems, what happens when we press this is that we go to the alarm 0 event of the gems, which is this one. So alarm 0, speed is equal to 0, and we move them snap 32.32, so we make sure that they're not out of place. With object gems overall, we check for whether there are collisions or not, and this one is for the horizontal, and this one is for the vertical. It's basically the same, just swapping around the values. Make sure to add this one, object control alarm 0 equals to 30, because that will reset the entire ability to press gems and mark gems after a delay of exactly 30 steps, which is exactly 1 second in this setting. Right, so with object gems, start with this one only. If there is a gem that is a pair, let's say it's a purple gem, and we want to check whether there's a purple gem to the left. Is there a purple gem to the right? Okay, then we have matched 3. So we create a remove object, which is the one that will actually remove the gems and try to create combos of 4 or more. So we create that, remove 1, remove 2, remove 3, and they are created, and they all will have the type that is the same as the pair. So if it was a purple, then it will check for purple, and the direction, the direction will be horizontal, because it's a horizontal matchup. So we have created 3 horizontal in a matchup, and now we want to test whether there are 4 or 5 to create a super combo. And so the exactly same goes for the opposite direction. Value is called vertical instead. It's the Y, we check whether there is one above and one below. So basically the same, just make sure you change it all so it matches up. I don't want to spend that much time on it. Right. So just one thing we need to add is for the gems, we have the step event, which is if the place is empty, x point y plus 8, then it will move 8 down. This one we will change later because it's a really sloppy way of doing it, and it can create a lot of problems. And right now it doesn't check for collisions, so when a gem drops down, it doesn't create a match of 3 and disappear if it would create a match of 3. So we need to change that later. It's like a sloppy way of doing it, but you get the visual idea. Right now it's all about the matching and how the matching is actually done. Right. So the remove object was created here to remove the gems. Right. So when the remove object is created, it has the type and the rad. The type right now is equal to 0, but it will be equal to purple gem or red gem or something. And it doesn't have any direction because we need to assign direction. Alarm 2 equals to 0. This means that the alarm 2 will be executed after 2 steps. So in between that, it will have a collision with an object of the gem, and it will destroy that gem so that gem is gone. Destroy other. Really important that you said that. Alarm 0, right? If the direction is horizontal, and if place meeting, let's say this one is to the right, it's x plus 64, so it's to the right, then it will create another remover, and that remover will check for the same pair, and it will look for more horizontal stuff. Only thing I have to complain about here would be that pair should probably be type instead. I don't know why I didn't change that. Right, so change this pair to type, because right now it's a different variable we're checking, and then it is destroyed. But it's the same for the others. Like if it's vertical, then check for verticals, which is the one below and the one above. Minus is always above. And this is the one to the left, and this is the one to the right for the horizontal one. So make sure you have everything. You can just copy it by looking at the screen, I guess. You learn a lot by writing the code yourself. Right, I think that's basically it. We've covered it all. So now for the test. The test right now is just to see whether that works. So we have the object up here, which is the control object. We have put some stoppers down here to make sure that the gems don't fall. And now we have created just some random gems here just to see how it works. So now let's just save and execute the file. Really interesting to see how that one goes, because it should be great. Right, nothing's falling, everything is great. Let's try and make a match of. Let's make a match of these. Okay, so the red ones disappeared and they swapped places and everything was great. This one fell down. So now we should be able to move again and make another match. And we made another match. Great. Okay, so we need to be clever here if we want to make anything out of it. Probably doing this. Yeah, that looks great. And now we can't do any more match. Yeah, we can do this one. Yeah, sure. And we can do this one. Great. And now we're stuck with this. So the idea is that if you want them to be like more gems generated after gems disappear, it's easy to add that because it's just a simple way of doing it. But the thing we need right now is to add a better falling system, so when the gems drop down, they actually do it more controlled. Because right now they're just doing it with this easy way, which is unacceptable because we cannot control when they land what they're supposed to do. So I do not like this at all. But it can easily be done. I just wanted to show you like this is an easy way of making a mix and match. I guess everything was covered. I don't think there was anything I missed. The stopper, the remover, I got through everything. Right. Of course, the stoppers, can you make them invisible by clicking this so you don't see them? And the same with the removers. If you give them some depth, it will work. I gave this one 1 because the gems have 0, so they will stay on top. Just to show you, so you can actually see it when it's executed. I'll just show you one more time what I mean. If you look closely, it's just for debugging. When I mix, let's just say I mix these ones, you will see that behind the three purple gems that's going to appear here, that there will be like a small blink of a remove object behind them. You saw that it was there, right? Good. And that is all about the placeholding. But you can uncheck that, put it behind using these variables, put them behind, place them behind. You can also make them just invisible. But great, this was just a small tutorial on how to make something like this. Add more colors as you want, and we will go on with it and work it and make it more of a game. Because it's not really a game, it's just the start of an engine, right? Great. Nice seeing you guys. It's been a while. I hope you enjoyed it.